What's up, y'all? Rich Slayton here with some more great Marvel Snap decks. This one's a whole lot of fun. This is the deck that I used when I was stuck in the 40s on my cubes. That push, there's a weird bump, right? A curve where you hit right around 40 cubes, 40 to 50. That 40 to 60 range gets kind of difficult, and as a casual, you can get stuck there a lot. This is the deck I started playing that got me out of that. It's a whole lot of fun. You can surprise people with big moves on the end. You can also recognize bad situations. This is a big deck for those of you who can take your time game by game and really analyze the odds step by step. It's the Lockjaw Churn deck. It's a Lockjaw Discard deck that you probably played or seen decks similar to this one, but this is one of my favorites. Let's go through some of the main pieces of it. This is great if you are in Series 3 and below. There are no Series 4 cards, no Series 5 cards, and there are only 4 Series 3 or Pool 3 cards for you to pull from, so we'll talk about those in a moment. Let's first look at the discard cards, right? So you have Blade, which is your low-cost discard. You have Colleen Wing, which is one of your Series 3 cards. More on her in a minute. She discards the lowest cost card in your hand, and she has really great combinations with both Wolverine and Swarm, and we'll talk about that more in a moment. Lady Sif discards your highest cost card, which combos nicely with both Apocalypse to boost up his abilities, and with the Infinaut for your Infinaut into Ghost Rider combo, which you'll use quite often to save yourself in certain situations. Swordmaster for some more discard and that nice 6 power, and then Hell Cow for the rest of your discard as well. As I mentioned before, there are 4 Series 3 cards, 4 Pool 3 cards to deal with here. The one that you really definitely need in this deck, the highest priority, is Lockjaw. That's the one Pool 3 card you need, because this deck is all about putting discard cards onto the Lockjaw, like putting Lockjaw down on turn 3 or turn 4 or 5. You might play a later Lockjaw, but hopefully on turn 3, and then churning cards through that Lockjaw spot. Getting a discard card in that spot, it procs, it swaps, maybe it pulls in Infinaut if Infinaut is still in your deck. Otherwise, it pulls another discard card, and you can just go wham, 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 keep on just churning and burning stuff. Lockjaw is critical. This is the one you need. If you don't have Lockjaw, you can't play this deck. The second one that's the next tier of importance is Colleen Wing. Colleen Wing is really critical for this deck. You can make some swaps if you don't have her, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But what she does that's really important is she opens up one of your multiple paths to victory. And that's why I like this deck, is there are multiple ways for you to win the game, right? So you have combo with Swarm, which creates more zero-cost swarms. That means that not only do you have cards that you can for free use to churn through your Lockjaw, you also get free cards on turn 6 in order to win locations or contest locations you might not have had yet. Also, she allows you to really start churning up and pushing Morbius, who's one of your multiple win conditions, right? So you don't have to have Colleen Wing to make this deck work, but she really makes this deck sing in a way that the other discard cards don't do. In fact, if I have Colleen in my hand and I have Blade in my hand on turn 1, I'll often skip Blade on turn 1, maybe even skip Blade and Colleen until turn 3, so I'm guaranteed to play Colleen and get that interaction with Wolverine and with Swarm. The other 2 Series 3 cards here, Ghost Rider is probably the least required of all of them. You can swap Ghost Rider out for other cards, for other tech cards, probably other discard cards just for more of that churn. But you could swap them out for other tech cards. Jubilee would be a kind of even play here, right? You can pull something from the deck rather than from the discard pile. So Jubilee would be kind of an even trade with Ghost Rider. And then Hell Cow, another one that's great for more discarding. But again, you can swap Hell Cow out. The swaps, and I actually have all the discard cards up here. The primary swaps, if you don't have one of these 3 cards, Colleen, Hell Cow, and Ghost Rider, and really Ghost Rider and Hell Cow, would be Gambit is one major swap. You discard, you destroy an enemy card. Very nice play overall. And you can target that. And the more common one would be Moon Knight. You force them to discard a card, you discard a card, you get 3 power on the board. Moon Knight is a really great swap-in for Hell Cow, and an okay swap-in for Colleen or Ghost Rider. But Jubilee is probably the primary swap for Ghost Rider. But Ghost Rider is just really, really wonderful, and you get some nice combos. Not only can Ghost Rider, if you get the perfect sequence, get your Infinaut back on the board, so you play only 4 power or 4 energy, and you get that extra 20 on the board. But Ghost Rider can bring back one of your discard cards and put a lot more discard and churn on the board. Last thing a couple things before we get into the gameplay here, and if you want to skip ahead, by the way, there's chapters below. You can go ahead and get to the gameplay. Some other notes on this deck: you have multiple paths to win, right? So you can get Apocalypse going over and over again and drop a big 16, 20, 24 power Poc on the board, which you'll see happen in this video. You can, using the Lockjaw Churn or using Ghost Rider, get Infinaut on the board. Get Infinaut on the board earlier than turn 6. You can, of course, skip turn 5 and play Infinaut on turn 6 as well. That's another way to get Infinaut and get 20 on the board. And sometimes on turn 5, if I have both Infinaut and Poc in hand, I'll make that choice. But you can get Infinaut on the board with that churn. But you can also, your other win condition here is Morbius. Morbius, when comboed with how much discard you have here, you can get up to pretty high levels, especially if the churn inside of Lockjaw keeps going and going and going. This allows you to very cheaply contest a lane, especially a lane that maybe shuts down early, right? That says no cards here played on turn 6, no 4, 5, or 6 cost cards. Morbius going to those locations can be really, really powerful for you. So there's a lot of really good stuff in here that you can do. The biggest piece of advice for this deck, first of all, a couple pieces of advice. One, you can come back. You can make some pretty big comebacks depending on what's going into your hand in turn 6, especially when you have a lot of swarms to churn through here and hit stuff that you know is in your deck. But you have to keep track of what you've discarded and what's still in your deck and be very clear on that. Another piece of this is measure your odds. Sometimes you have a card like Swordmaster, and it will discard anything, and if your other 3 cards are Lockjaw, Apocalypse, and Infinaut, well, now you have a 2 in 3 chance of a good discard and a 1 in 3 chance of a really bad discard for your deck, right? You're probably playing Lockjaw on turn 3, but let's say it's Blade instead, right? So make sure you're measuring the odds when you are doing your discards of what you might be discarding and whether that would help you or hurt you or be a neutral discard overall. Don't be worried if you discard Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is often a bonus play. It's not really critical for wins most of the time. Ghost Rider can just get you some big wins. Those are all the big notes for this deck. It's really, really fun. It's a deck where you should take your time when you're playing. Don't get crazy. Don't try to rush through things. Take your time, make good decisions, evaluate what the odds are of you getting the cards that you want onto the board, and also don't leave early. If they go ahead and if they snap early on, go to 2, and you feel like you have a good hand, you can play through it. But definitely don't leave if they have an advantage and it's only 1 until turn 6. Wait it out, really see what you have, because you can make, and you'll see in this video, some amazing late game plays because of the way this deck plays. That's it for it. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy it. Man, we just got caught flat-footed on that one. Oh, I need to keep track of my cubes. Is that our first game playing? No, we're -5 now, aren't we? We're -5 so far in this run. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. I ain't worried. All right, we'll Morbius onto Vault, because no turn 6 play, so it can't get stolen. Isn't Marvel Snap relatively new? Yes, Marvel Snap is new as of, it's like a month or 2 old now, in terms of global. Vormir. I don't like that, and I don't like Negative Zone. This is actually really rough. I think that the play here... I think we avoid lock. I think the play here is to play Lady Sif and get the discard on Poc and break Vormir open. I think that's the play here. And I don't have anything discarded that I can recover now. I guess we still go Lockjaw here. We still go Lockjaw. I think I'm gonna be able to contend for the win on the middle slot with Poc on turn 6, but we'll see. Okay, so the play now is going to be to play Hellcow here and get the double discard. Maybe we get Swarm. If we can get it to discard Swarm, whenever Swarm gets discarded, you get 2 0-cost copies, right? So that would be huge for us to create a lot more churn here on turn 6. So the hope is that we discard Swarm and Poc. That's the hope. Man, everyone's snapping on us today. The hope is... Maybe I don't win here, because I don't think I can churn Morbius up high enough. Good play with Jessica Jones on turn 5, on that turn 4 play here. So we're going to have to contend here. The big question is, if he's playing If he's playing Shang-Chi, we lose. Shang-Chi kills anything automatically over level 9 in the same lane. So if he's playing, so the play right here is try to win on left and right and sack middle. Maybe we can get Morbius to do more. Oh, end my turn. I forgot to end my turn. I was like, what's happening here? Interesting play. All right, so we get the bonus, the buff on Pac. That's nice. We lose Ghost Rider. We didn't get the Swarm Churn, unfortunately. Infinaut gives us the guaranteed win there, but we don't care about that win, and we get no churn. And there's no way that plus 15 wins here, right? He has to have something that's worth more than 6 to go here. Okay, but here's what we're going to do. Boom. Never mind. Check this out, boys. Let's go. Here's the plan. We're going to play Swordmaster and Colleen Wing here on right. They're both going to create discards. It'll get Morbius up to at least 10, maybe higher. So here we go. Watch this. We might win this. We might actually win. In fact, I'm gonna play it safe here and go for the 4. No, we're gonna snap. We're gonna snap for 8. Let's go. Let's go. Because I think we're gonna at least tie, if not win, on middle. Because Morbius, we're gonna discard with Swordmaster, discard with Colleen Wing. One of them might churn for another discard. He plays leader. Yeah, he thinks he thought he had me here. As long as Swordmaster gets me another discard, it's a guaranteed win. Okay, not Swordmaster. Maybe Colleen Wing does it. Come on, Colleen, get me another discard here. So now we're tied at middle. I think even without the discard, we still win. Hell cow, win. Let's go. Let's go. Mwah. That's 8, baby. That's 8. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. In one turn, I rarely snap for 8, but in one turn, we go ahead and turn this from a -5 stream to a +3 stream. Let's go. Let's go. And that's the power of this deck. That dude was so convinced, and he's playing leader. Leader copies whatever you play this turn, right? So if I had gone and played big old Pac somewhere, he would have copied leader and made a problem for me, right? And I could have maybe won here. You know what? Honestly, him playing leader, I might have won with Pac there because that would have been 15 into his 13. So either way, I might have won that. But the way this one was beautiful. Showed exactly why I love this deck. Showed exactly why I love this deck. Let's go. Let's go get those cubes back. Let's go get those back. Let's get them back. On turn 5, all cards must be played here. That's fine. Colleen Wing into Wolverine. Colleen discards lowest cost card. Ooh, in a Swarm. So this is... I don't have a 3-cost card in my hand, so here's actually what the play is going to be. We're going to play Wolverine so that Colleen discards Swarm next turn. Daredevil is really interesting. He's an A-tier card. On turn 5, you see your opponent's plays before you make your own. Right? That's an A-tier card for sure. So we're going to play Colleen this turn in order to guarantee that we get Swarm discarded. So we can churn Swarm. Interesting choice here. All right, we're going to play Swordmaster and Blade. We're just going to go for a full... We're going to discard like a crazy person and just try to make sure you win this location. Cool. Love that. Love discarding Apocalypse here. Fine with that. Now I get a whole bunch of these. He does not win this location because he miscalculated. Unless he can buff there. All right. So now we're going to get crazy with it. Now we're going to get real crazy with it. Watch this. So we're going to play Lockjaw, and he can't predict anything. Because, so this is great. He plays Daredevil, so he gets to see my turn first, right? You see Daredevil's little thing going wah, wah, wah. He sees what I play first, but I'm going to play Lockjaw and 3 Swarms, so he has no idea what these 3 cards are going to be because I don't know. They're going to pull from my deck. Let's go ahead and play. When did you start playing this game, and are you free to play or not? I started playing this game about like 2 months ago, and I get the battle pass, or like the whatever it is, like the season pass every season, kind of like how I do in Clash Royale. I've never really cared. I mean, like I guess people do. Free to play is important for some people. Like I've never really had an opinion on it. If I like a game, I'll pay for whatever's going on, and he retreats. Yeah, because he knew that was too unpredictable for him. Cool. All right. Let's keep it going. Blade. I'm happy to discard 2 of 3, so again, I don't want to discard Colleen Wing, but I don't care as much. Discarding Wolverine is fine because he'll get pushed onto the board, and then discarding Infinaut is great because if I can get Ghost Rider, I can get Infinaut back. So here we go. Great. Happy with that. Let's see if I can draw Ghost Rider anytime soon here. Cool, we'll play Colleen. She discards my lowest cost card, which is Wolverine, so Wolverine gets on the board. We'll just play Colleen here with Blade just to continue our control of the left lane. Who knows where Wolverine goes? Collector. Collector gets buffed every time they draw from a place that's not the deck. Right, so when a card enters your hand from anywhere but your deck, +1 power. So things like Sentinel will help him out. We'll see that in a minute, probably. He'll probably play Sentinel. Okay, we're going to play Lockjaw into the center. Psylocke. So we both get 1 on each side. Debris is kind of annoying. All right, so Falcon, return 1 cost cards to your hand. He didn't have any out there. He gets +1 energy this turn. I think I'm going to win here. So I'm going to go ahead and contest for the win here in the middle. Oh, TVA means that the game ends early. So there we go. The game's going to end early. I think that he will get a... Oh. Ooh! There we go. That pulled Ghost Rider and got me Infinaut on the board. Is this on iOS? Insomniac, it's on iOS, Android, and I'm playing it on Steam right now. So you can play it on your phone, on your tablet, or on your computer. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. We're doing some good work here, folks. For those of you who are here because you watch me on Clash Royale, if you haven't yet watched the Desafio Royale live event from DreamHack in Spain, that's up on my YouTube channel now. Quarterfinal 1 and Quarterfinal 2 are both already up, and the semifinals come out tomorrow, midnight my time in Texas. Nope, all the discards for Colleen are bad. We're gonna skip this turn. So if you do want to watch that, you can go to youtube.com/RichSlayton, and you can find all that. I wish I had gotten Morbius somewhere earlier. We'll play Lockjaw here. We'll play Morbius late. This game. Because what's cool about Morbius is that the discard buff affects him even when he's in your deck or in your hand. Yeah. Let's discard a Poc. We'll discard Poc. I hate seeing all these discard cards in my hand, which means that they're not going to churn for me. Turn and churn and burn, but is what it is. Lady Sif gets me Infinaut, so that gives me a nice little advantage there. Okay. So, this is great. This is actually brilliant. So we're going to play Morbius out here. He's going to get buffed. Then we're going to play Colleen here in the middle. She's going to discard Wolverine, get him on the board, and Colleen is going to churn and get us something else into our middle location. So there you go. Morbius gives us some contention on the right. He gets a little buff there. Wolverine goes into the middle. Colleen Wing gets sought for Swarm, which was probably the most likely result there. Doesn't give us much. We do have the lead in the middle. So do we just play the 12? We have the lead here. We have the lead here, but if he plays something that buffs, that he could steal the middle. This game's actually very fun. Yeah, you're absolutely right, it is. What we could do instead is we could play Hell Cow out here, give us a chance in both lanes. Yeah, that's the play, I think. We play Hell Cow here, give us a chance in both lanes, because Hell Cow will discard 2, bringing this up to 8. Yeah, that's the play. That's the play. Right, so he contends for Morbius. We get Morbius up to 8. Magneto. I still win here, though. And I win here. What a bad Magneto play. Here we go. +6, baby. So Magneto, move all opposing 3 and 4 cost cards to this location. Which there are some cool applications for Magneto. For sure there are. But this was not it. You need to be playing Magneto into a lane that you already think you're going to win. I mean, I guess maybe he thought he was going to win there. Maybe he thought he was going to win that lane because he was up against a low-cost Morbius. But pulling all that there made him lose. But if I had played Apocalypse, I would have won this lane and this lane. Like, that was a losing play for him. Because you have to imagine, you have to think if I'm playing Discard, you've seen Apocalypse get charged up twice, right? Go from 8 to 14 to 16. Or at least once, right? Had he not seen... No, he'd seen Apocalypse get churned. So he knew I had Apocalypse. So the play for me is to play Apocalypse either into the same lane where I would win against his Magneto, or this lane where I win. So I think, I mean, he should have retreated. Let's keep it up. I'd like to get to 10 at least on this stream. I was hoping for 20 on this stream, but at least 10 would be nice. No. You're gonna skip the discard on Blade a lot if Blade's in your hand turn 1. Oop. Mrs. Slayton said, "What's up? I'm heading home. Please make him a hot dog." All right. So I think we have 2 more games. 2 more games, then we're done, folks. We will play Colleen and discard Blade because I don't care about Blade. I really want to discard the Infinaut if I can. I can't play Hellcow this turn because I'll discard Ghost Rider and the Infinaut's useless. This has a... I need to play... However, the least... Oh, Bar with no name. This is actually... Listen to this. Hold on. Right? He says, Maybe not anymore. All right. So we'll play here and hope we discard Infinaut or maybe Hellcow. Either one of those is fine. Not Ghost Rider, please. Not Ghost Rider, please. Yes! There we go. All right, so keep in mind, right? Like, this is crazy. Whoever has the least power here wins. So I want to make sure nothing lands over here. Now we're going to... which? Yeah, because I'm not gonna be playing a Lockjaw here. So we'll play Ghost Rider and pull our Infinaut. Oh no, it was Blade. Oh no! Don't go to Bar with no name. Don't go to Bar with no name. Oh, I forgot that Wolverine got discarded, I forgot that Blade got discarded. Ah, that was a 50-50 shot. Could have been cool. Wasn't cool. All right. We'll play Morbius here. And then we'll hopefully we get something that makes Hellcow worth it over here. Oh, interesting play. Well, I just got to play Hellcow just for the points. Did I win that last game? Yes, he retreated. We're on our last 2 games, though. We have 1 more game after this, then we're done because I got to go make a hot dog. Magneto. He does, so he doesn't. I still win on left. I win. There we go. Nice. I rarely see Magneto work the way people anticipate. Like, it's the second time we've seen someone do a losing Magneto play against us. It's interesting. Second time we've seen it happen. Last game of the day, folks. Unless I lose, and we'll play another fast one real quick. Got like 20 minutes until the family gets home. We play a Vibranium. Okay, I don't hate Vibranium. I don't love it. It's not great in this deck. I'm good with 3 out of 4 discards, so we're actually going to go ahead and play Blade. We'll play him onto the number 3 spot. We might mess with Dark Dimension. Cards here are not revealed to the end of the game. Depending on what we start drawing, we might. Of all the... You had to discard the one I didn't want discarded. RNG hurts. Oh, and that's Super Flow. Man, this game went south in so many ways all at once. That's so brutal. This was such a brutal game. I almost want to end this one. No, the game's gonna be over so fast. Let's just play it. Great. Let's go for a double discard move. Hopefully, we get Apocalypse and/or Swarm. But you can't play here. You can't play Galactus here. Infinaut's useless to me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna play for the win on this location. Hopefully, I'm able to get a swap in for a discard to buff Apocalypse. He locks in the win here. Let's see if you can get me something good over here. Colleen, great. So Apocalypse get buffed. I think we win the middle. I think we win the middle. I think we win this. Let's see. If we win this, it's GG. If not, we'll play one more. I think we win this, though. It's a lot of small stuff you're putting on the board here, buddy. So you win left. I dropped 19 on middle. And you drop like 15 here, maybe 12? 13. Wow. Well, look at that. He tried to pull out every trick in the book. Boom. We hit +8 on the day. All right. All right. Hey, that's it for today. This was fun. More Clash Royale stuff on my YouTube channel. A video drops tonight or at midnight. So there'll be a new video on my Clash Royale channel. If you're here for CR, that's going to be out tomorrow, so go check that out. Otherwise, I'll be back with more Marvel Snap here. New Marvel Snap videos on my second channel, Slayton Mobile Gaming. So if you know more Marvel Snap stuff, you go ahead and check that out. It's been fun, but I will catch you guys later. Mwah! Peace. Mwah! Be well. All right, later. Bye.